Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Kayattam, the Malayalam film directed by Sanal Kumar Sasidharan and featuring Manju Warrier in the lead role. The film is also called R, I think that's how it's pronounced, A''HR, which refers to a language specially created for this screenplay, the songs especially in the screenplay. Now, when we usually talk about movies, we begin by saying a bit about the plot, right? But here, the plot is basically the climb. A bunch of people meet at base camp and they climb up a mountain. That is the plot, but that is not just the plot. That is just the excuse to get to the real plot, which is about the Manju Warrier character. Who is she? She is named Maya, and like her name, she is an illusion. Till the end, no one is really able to figure her out, whether it is the characters inside the movie or whether it is us, people who are watching this movie. And I say this as a really good thing. This is Sanal's most woman-centric film and also his gentlest film. Usually in his films, the women are the preyed upon, but here Maya is the predator, if not in the physical sense, then most certainly in the psychological sense. Now take the scene where Maya has an encounter with a man who's convinced that he has seen her somewhere. He is so convinced, and he also has this kind of memory where he can draw pictures from people from inside his head. Whereas Maya is the kind of person who does not even like to have her photograph taken. It's almost as if she's a spirit or something and she does not want to leave a footprint of hers, anything tangible, anything that people can use to physically remember her in the real world. So what happens when a woman who does not even like her photograph taken meets a man who says who can draw her from his memory? I can't reveal it, but by the end, all I can say is that this man, he has even forgotten where he is from in India. And that is what I meant when I said that Manju is not the prey in this case, she's the predator. Now, the story, this man actually is part of this group that is going up the mountain, right? That's your basic story. You could also say that this is a movie about people moving away from civilization and into nature, where their own purest nature, their own purest self is revealed. The scenery is absolutely spectacular, and as the group climbs up, they keep climbing up, more and more things keep happening. Nothing super dramatic except maybe a fire or two, but it's all psychological. One of the constants in Sanal's films is the ugliness of the Malayali male, the psychological ugliness of the Malayali male. And here too, we find people talking about Maya and the young man that she's with, played by Gaurav Ravindran. They are like, who's this man? How can this kid satisfy this older woman? Do they sleep in two tents or do they sleep in just one tent? Does Maya have a husband? Does he know about all this? Is this younger man the latest of a series of young men that Maya likes to go out on exotic camping trips with? Sanal gives no answers, but none are needed because these are the mysteries of the film and they are the mysteries of women, which is what this film is all about. Now, in the midst of these normal people speaking languages like Hindi and Malayalam, Sanal introduces a group of hippie-like, pagan-like musicians who, for example, they gather around a fire and say, thank you for your warmth and things like that. So they're very nature worshipping people. And what's special about these songs, like I said earlier, is that they are in the language developed specially for the film. And it's really interesting that their songs are not understood by the other characters in the film, except Maya, of course, because she's Maya. But we understand them because we get the subtitles for these songs. Manju Warrier is simply spectacular. It's not like watching anybody act at all. It's like watching the real life Manju Warrior go on a trek with a friend. And without much acting, she really evokes the spirit of this mystery woman. At one time she says she's from Alapura. At another point she says she's from Thiruvananthapuram. Where is she really from? All we know is that she is the freest of free spirits and she could be from anywhere. Now, I usually prefer Sanal in his narrative mode, the way he is in movies like Sexy Durga or Chora, but even in his experimental mode, like in this film or his recent Unmariyude Maranam, which was on movie recently, he is fascinating. The fascination is in the many interpretations that the movie keeps offering us. I think one part of the movie is about the cycle of life. I think one part of the movie is about shedding your past baggage, even your most valuable possessions, and being reborn. And I think one part of the movie is certainly about never being able to know the real mysteries of women and never being able to really own them in the way many men hope to. So who is Maya? Now, this film is still traveling in festivals, so you may not have gotten an opportunity to see it yet, but if you have, let us know in the comment section. So that's it about Kayattam. If you like this review, do subscribe to Film Companion South and see you soon at the movies.